How's it going, everyone? My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist, and I want to welcome you and thank you for deciding to see this video, to jump on it and get this free workshop. All right, this is something really cool that I want to share with you. This is how I got started. So let's go. All right. I've been an artist for over 20 years. And it hasn't been until the past 7 years that I became a full-time artist. Now I'm a full-time artist. I'm doing different stuff, but I want to share with you. How I got started, in the hopes that maybe you'll get inspired, or maybe you use some of the things, some of the tips and tools that I'm going to share with you here. Some of the little techniques, strategies, whatever you can hold on to and say, you know what? Let me try this and let's see if it starts working. And I don't know. I hope the best for you. I hope that you get started. If you haven't already, and if you have already started selling your artwork, I hope you can take it to the next stage. All right, so here we go. Let's start. So I'm going to share with you how I started selling on Craigslist, how I started selling my paintings on Craigslist by creating an art sale. All right, so let's go first. Why Craigslist? All right. The big why. Why Craigslist? Well, I'm going to put it really simple here. It's a marketplace. Craigslist is a marketplace. When I started, I didn't have many options. I didn't think about eBay. I don't even think Etsy was yet available. I'm not sure. I had no idea how to do that. It seemed too daunting. I needed something fast. My wife and I had a small business, a clothing boutique, downtown where we live, and we were ready to close that. It wasn't working. I was getting laid off of my job. Well, the company was closing doors. It was during the housing bubble, and I don't know, there was just not enough going around, or not enough sales, whatever it was. I had no more time. I needed to do something, and I needed to roll up my sleeves and do whatever. So I thought about, man, do I go and take my paintings to on a busy street corner, a swap meet? What can I do? Something where I can start doing something, because I was so tired. Now you're gonna think, why would you do that if there's galleries? Why Craigslist, right? Why would you do that if there's galleries? There's other places, shops and whatnot. One of the things that I experienced over my 20 years being an artist is that, as I did sell in galleries, and I had this experience of selling my artwork for higher price points in galleries, it didn't happen often enough. And I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't understand the game. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And Craigslist just seemed like, man, there's people there, right? So I got to understand selling stuff, because the company where I work was closing the doors, and someone, the boss told me, go sell all the stuff. So I got some experience selling things. I got lots of experience selling things. So I thought to myself, man, I can do this on Craigslist. I can take my artwork to Craigslist. One of the reasons why I wanted to take my artwork to Craigslist is because I, like many other artists, had this feeling, man. I had this feeling that, man, this almost crushed feeling of carrying the same work. I don't know if this is you, but this was me. Carrying the same artwork around. Just carrying it around from place to place. It was almost like dragging defeat. Every time I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, please don't look at me, my portraits or my paintings, because it felt like a defeat, right? Now, I went through my periods of different, being a painter. I was a purist, and then I was more like, man, I don't care. Now I need to be a commercial artist. And then I would go back and be like, no, but I'm an artist, right? I'm an artist. I know I want to sell my artwork. I want to monetize. I want to make a living from this, but I too am an artist. And so marrying that, right? So one of the things that I realized right away was that carrying this artwork around was very much like bad juju. It felt like bad karma. So I felt like I needed to get rid of it, sort of purge it, okay? So I picked Craigslist because it was easy. I had no idea about online sales or anything like that. Very little. I had read books on copywriting, direct marketing, sales over the phone, and I was myself a salesperson, right? From business to business when the company was closing. So I wasn't that great, because obviously the company was closing. So I was like, what can I do? Craigslist. Now, I knew that Craigslist, they sold big stuff, right? Cars, office equipment, furniture, and stuff like that, because Amazon or eBay or now Etsy and other platforms were taking the smaller stuff. Right? It was easier to send it across the country or across the world to send something smaller. But on Craigslist, it seemed like there was two ways. You either sold big stuff or you sold, you very much just created a yard sale. And I didn't have very big stuff. I had some big stuff, but I thought they're going to give me peanuts for them, right? I had big paintings, large canvases. And I had different stuff, right? Remember, I've been an artist for over 20 years. So I had all this artwork, drawings, sketches, watercolors, you name it. So I thought to myself, man, I can't try to sell my stuff because they're going to give me peanuts for it unless it's something big. And then still, right, I don't know if they're going to actually give me something for it. So, but never mind that. My idea was to purge, right, to get the artwork out of there and to hopefully be able to create some sort of a little something. I didn't know how much this was going to work, but I wanted to create a little bit of money, a little bit of income, so that way I could at least feel like, man, I can go get some new canvases. I can go get some new supplies. So what I did is I decided to create an art sale. Not a yard sale, but an art sale. And this is how I did it, all right? What I did is I took a camera, I started taking photos. Bam, bam, I started taking photos of my artwork. I cleaned them up a little bit, but not too much, because I wanted to do it. And my necessity was very high, so I couldn't really fidget with it so much. So I started taking photos. I started, some of them were just piled together. Others, I took like 10 photos, I don't know, at most. And what I did was, I went and I created a posting. Essentially, it's your sales letter, right? A listing on Craigslist. And what I did, based on using my copywriting abilities, I put huge art sale, right? I hope you can read that. Huge art sale, everything. Oh, it's flying. Everything must go. This is what I did for my title. Huge art sale, everything must go. So giving the people the idea, which was true, by the way, that I wanted to get rid of everything. So I was in some of the stuff that I learned in sales is you got to appear as you're bleeding, right? As if you're not trying to monetize and you don't have this business going on. Not that I had it, but that was one way of attracting people's attention, right? Everything must go. I need to get rid of this valuable art. So this is what I did. I took some pictures, I posted some pictures, and then I put this as a title. Everything must go. All right. Then what I did is that I created the listing. Right. This is the title. This is really cool. This is how I got started. By the way, I made $525 in one day, just to let you guys know. And this is the body of the listing. What I put in the body of the listing essentially is, look, guys, I'm an artist. I've been an artist for such and such time. I need to get rid of this artwork because it didn't sell, and I need to continue to create artwork. I don't like keeping artwork that I didn't sell, which, all true, by the way, please be true. Just because you're crafting something and you're telling a story doesn't mean you have to lie. Be true, but do tell a story, right? Because this is very important. People need to know why. Why are you selling valuable artwork? Why are you selling your valuable artwork? So I was like, I'm an artist. I had a gallery exhibit last year. I had a couple of gallery exhibits, and this is some of the stuff that I didn't sell, and I don't want to keep it anymore. And plus, I want to get some extra cash to go buy supplies, right? And more canvases and more paint so that I can continue to do this. So I told them a little why, okay? I told them why. Now, here's another thing I did. I got the same title, and I put the title again, right? I put it in my body after I told them why. Huge art sale, everything must go. And then I put all offers are, or will be, but in this case are, considered. This will allow people to start thinking, oh man, this person is trying to get rid of the artwork. Now, remember, Craigslist is a bargain place. It's a place where people want to go, hey, I'll give you this. Do you accept this or not? this is where people kind of lose it, right? This is where people lose it when I tell them this story. They go, why would you do that if there's galleries and there's high-end places and this and that? Yes, there is galleries, there's high-end shops and all these places. The thing is that it took a while. It took a long time for me to go get $1,000 for a painting, right? I remember it wasn't working for me. It wasn't working. So I needed to think of something so that I could start moving. I don't think I had, looking back now in hindsight, I didn't have enough action going on, right? I didn't have enough action. I didn't have enough traction in order to start getting my momentum and my self-belief to go up. And so, yeah, I would sell. I mean, I sold paintings before, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, but it happened once a year, or it happened twice a year. It wasn't enough for me to believe that I could do it. So when I did it on Craigslist, I'll show you right now. It started happening. It was smaller increments, but it was one after another. And this is what prompted me into thinking, oh man, I can actually do this. All right. So here's one thing though. When you get your artwork, don't put the artwork, just sharing this. I didn't put my very best art, the stuff that had took me a long time. Some of those pieces I kept them because I didn't want people to give me peanuts for them, But there is a lot of artwork. I know many artists. There's a lot of artwork that we keep artwork around: sketches, drawings, watercolors, small painting studies, oils, acrylics, monotypes, and on, screen printings, and all kinds of stuff. But it's just we're just piling it there, and it's just crushing it. At least it did me. It crushed my self-belief. So I needed to get rid of it. Some of the stuff, a couple of pieces, I didn't get rid of because they were meaningful to me. I care about all my art pieces, but some of them took longer to create. So this is where some people go. I don't want to sell my artwork on Craigslist. They're going to give me nothing for them. It takes me, 10 years or whatever. Or it took me, 10 years. It took me a week to create this painting, or it took me, 2 months to create this painting, and on and on. And to you, I say, look, then don't put that artwork. How about maybe you create some artwork that is relatively quicker, maybe studies or something that you can put there. I don't know. This is what I did. I took everything, just about everything, except a couple of pieces, and I just put them. I needed to let them go. So on the body of the listing, we're still on the body of the Craigslist listing. What I did was I created a call to action. Okay, so after I told them why, and after I told them, hey, I'm willing to consider. Sorry about that. Consider every offer. Okay, what I did is that I told them now, look. Come to the art sale, right? Come to the art sale. How do you get people to come to the art sale? You create a call to action. And the way you create the call to action is by giving them something. Give them a reason, right? Don't just tell them come to the art sale. Give them a reason. So one of the things that I did is I got some of the best paintings, and I took a couple of photographs, and I created small prints, limited edition prints, right? And I told them, hey, the first 10 people that get here, right? The first 10 people that get here will receive a free, that's the word, right? A free limited edition, hand-signed art print, And the way you do this, if you're not familiar with them, you basically go to any printing place, and it'll cost you $1 or $2 for something small, maybe no more than $2, a color print. And what you want to do is get a pencil and sign it on bottom, and then put 1 of 10, and then the next one 2 of 10, and on until you do 10 of 10, of course. And you want to be truthful. Again, keep the number to that. Don't be like, well, I'm going to do that again with the same painting because it was such a winner. It's so important that people trust you, that you're truthful when you do these kinds of things, because trust is everything in any sort of transaction. So this is how I did it. It was a landscape. It was a little landscape or something like that. And I created 10 prints, and basically tell people, hey, the first 10 people that come here, I'm going to give one to you, right? You're going to get a free print. This is a perfect call to action. This is exactly one of the things that got me most people to go to the art show or the art sale. It was an art show, but it was an art sale. It was a yard sale. Now, because it's Craigslist, some people are like, man, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it there. All kinds of different people that I have no idea who they are, right? It's not like my house is a storefront. Well, don't be alone, get some people to be with you. I don't know, stay safe, right? Don't do it during the night time, do it during the day. One of the things that I did was that I started it early. For example, on a Saturday, right? On a Saturday, I would start it at noon. I would start the art sale from noon to like 4 p.m. No more than that. Not only you're going to include this also in the body, okay? But I'm just telling you. Not only did I do it short because I didn't want to be there late, right? Because you don't know who's coming, right? You don't know these people. Most people are great people, and the people that go and see artwork, some of the coolest people ever. But the other thing is that you want to create that urgency, right? You're not going to be there all weekend. You're not going to be there 10 hours waiting for them. Here's another thing that I did. All right, I created a little ad, the same one, but I started handing it out, a little flyer, and telling people that I knew. Basically, it was the same thing. It was an ad, but start telling everyone, start calling people, let people know that you're going to have a little art sale. This is how I got started. This is what created this idea that, man, I can do this. I can actually do this. When people went there, I personally, when it was hot, I was offering a little bottle of water, like little bottles of water. I had a little ice chest and give them a bottle of water. I didn't have them come into my house. It was outside. I actually put it outside, and you don't have to get easels or anything like that. Just a couple of tables, a table or a couple of tables. Don't put them on the floor because it sets that you're ready to throw them away. It gives that idea, that impression. Put them over something. It's either a table, a chair, something that it gives this idea that they still have value, right? Now here's a strategy for the pitch, okay, for the sales. Here's a little strategy. When I know I'm jumping a little back and forth here, but I want to touch on all these little things. When I get the artwork, when I got my artwork, let's say that this is one of my paintings, the little canvas. What I did is I printed the actual retail price. And I even put retail price, okay, or gallery price. I actually printed it. You don't have to go and get fancy on this. This is a Word document. You just print it and you print it from a regular. This is only to set the tone to let people know that the artwork actually is valuable. Okay? So if you don't know what the retail price is, it's very simple. Simply go to a gallery, something that looks similar to yours, or you don't even have to go to a gallery. You can go online anywhere. You can go on Etsy, on an Etsy shop, or anywhere and see, oh, this stuff looks similar to mine. My work should be priced around the same because it's very similar. It's just to set the tone, okay? It doesn't mean much. It's just to set the tone. So what I did is I printed little squares, maybe 1 by 2 inches at most. And I caught them. I actually caught them. The retail price, let's say something that would go for $700, right? In a gallery, a retail price. Something you don't have to frame them. Here's another thing, okay? Remember, guys, this is how I got started. So I didn't have money to frame. I didn't have any way, shape, or form to get fancy. It was just push it out, get a little bit of money in. Oh my God, I believe I can do this. Push it out again, get a little bit more money in, and then you start learning the ropes, okay, of transaction. Because transaction, getting money for your artwork, it's a bit of an art. Okay, it's simple, but it's a bit of an art. So it really requires a lot of self-belief. That's really where it comes from. And you won't have the self-belief if you're not transacting. If you sold one painting one day for $1,000 and you never did it again, your self-belief sort of just leaves you. It kind of works like that. It leaves you. But if every day you're doing $100 here, $200 there, if you're transacting all the time, your self-belief goes up. And in consequence of that, you start raising your prices too. You start getting better at transacting. You start getting better at selling. So okay, so this is how I got started. Again, this is very simple. I'm trying to give you a little crash course right here. So the retail price, $700. What I did was that, I'm talking about a little thing. Don't put it on a big piece of paper. On the back of the canvas, you either tape it or you just put it right there. You know, if it's a stretched canvas, just put it in there. What I did was that I got a red marker and I went like this. I slashed it, okay? And then I would put 150 oboe, okay? 150 oboe. This is just an idea, just an example. What I was trying to do is let him know, look, when they see the painting, they're picking it up, they're looking at it, they actually see the price. It's in print, okay? People, we have for many, many years, we still have in our minds that print is authority, right? Still printed things are authority. So I'm trying to let them know, look, this normally goes in a gallery for $700. I want you to know that I know the value, right? You don't have to verbalize this. You can just pick it up and, you know, don't be so obvious, but they're going to see the price. They're going to be looking at it. They see the price. It's $700. Okay, I slashed that with a red marker, and then with the same marker or another marker, I put $150 oboe. Okay, oboe means or best offer. Most people that purchase stuff online or Craigslist, they understand what this is. Okay, so $150 or best offer. Why or best offer? Because I still want to play. I don't want them to be like, I'm firm. It was $700. Now it's $150. I won't take less than $150. No, I want, and if you don't feel fine with $150, because I'm just giving you an example, then put $200. I don't know. Don't go up so high. Make sure that it looks like it's a steal, because it is, right? It's such a great deal, but you're trying to get rid of it. The exercise of this art sale is for you to, again, I'm going to say this. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but it's for you to raise your self-belief. The more you start transacting, man, I got $25 for a drawing. I got $50 for a watercolor. Man, you start getting, I don't know, $100 for a painting. And most people would be like, well, no, you're not even the materials. But when you start doing it often, something happens. It's like something clicks. Everything changed for me. Everything changed for me. It was like a click that, oh my God, I can actually do this. I get $100 here, $20 there. And by the end of the day, I had made $525, right? I sold a handful of paintings, of course, but this felt really good. I wanted to do it again, and I did it again, and I did it again. Every weekend I would do it. Sometimes it was a little less, sometimes it was a little bit more. I cannot promise you that you're going to make that. There's no way in hell I can promise you that. What I'm trying to share with you is, look, this is how I did it. Try it. Maybe don't do Craigslist. Maybe do something else. Maybe do an email list. Maybe we participate with a church, with a group or something. Try it and start getting people to give you something, at least something for your artwork. And again, if your artwork is too valuable that you don't want to do that, then maybe create some artwork for that event, right? For a pop-up event. Today, people are doing pop-ups. You can do a pop-up. You can go with multiple artists. It doesn't have to be you alone. You could do 3 artists, 5 artists, get together. And between all of you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys can exchange some artwork in a place or a pop-up or ask a favor for someone. And that way, why 5 artists instead of 1? Just to turbocharge it, more people will come, and they're gonna contact their friends, right? Their friends and family. You're gonna contact your friends and family, and then you're gonna have all these people, and make sure that the prices are extremely available. Why? It's not so that you can make thousands of bucks, right? That's not what it is. Again, right? It's so that you can feel like it's working. It's very important. This was the game changer for me. So here's another little thing that I did. As soon as people walked into the art sale, well, these are things that I started learning, right? After doing it a few times, is I created a raffle. I created a raffle, a giveaway, right? So what I did is that I got a little painting, a little 8x10 painting. I put it on a little nice frame, just something simple, right? You don't even have to frame it. Just something simple, something that looks, but it has to look nice. It has to look something that people want. I put it in a special little place, one of those little tripods, one of those little easels, little one, right? Not something like this, one of those tabletop easels. And I put it there, and I put a sign-in sheet. This was to capture emails, phone numbers, and the name of the person, right? You can enter it for free, but so as soon as people walked in, or as soon as people approach, right, they're approaching the art sale, I would greet them. Well, if it was one of the first 10 people, I would greet them with a print, with a limited edition hand-signed print by the artist. Some people even want to take pictures with me. I was so happy, man. I felt like a famous artist. And people were like, "Oh, can I take a picture with the artist?" They take their painting, they bought something for $20 or whatever, or some people were a bit more generous, but it felt good, right? It felt good, and I would give them a water, right? If it was cold, a little cup with a coffee, one of those disposable cups with a little coffee. If it was cold, if it was hot, of course, just a little bottle of water. That's it. And people, the reciprocity. It played so well because I'm greeting them with gifts, right? I'm letting them know I'm here. Thank you so much for coming. Here's a little bottle of water. And then the very first thing that I did, I didn't show them the art. I took them to get their name, because if they drove to me, right? If they took their time out of the day and they drove to me to see, this means that they are willing to do something. They're willing to buy artwork. They're willing to spend a little money on a drawing, on a painting. So it mattered that I capture their names and their email addresses right away. This is, today people are doing it in a different way, right? We call it a lead capture page. But this was the lead capture page. It was hand. They had to write. I had a little pen right there. And people were just signing, and this was another way. Why is this important? Because the next one that I did, I would call these people, especially if I found out that I don't know, Mark liked horses, right? And I felt like drawing horses, and I had another horse painting or drawing or watercolor, whatever. I would call Mark and tell him, "Hey, Mark, I have this great horse painting. I know you're gonna love. My next art sale is going to be 2 weeks from now or whatever, and I want to show it to you. I want you to have first dibs before anyone else." Guess what Mark did? Mark was like, "Yeah, let's go. I can," So now you have people going to you. This is very bare bones strategy, very simple, but it got me going. Okay, so the next thing that I did was that I started telling people. I started getting better and better. I started telling people that I did commissions. Okay, so you can offer other services. So I started telling people that I did commissions. I can paint portraits, right? I can do drawings, sketches, commissions for. I can paint your cat, your dog. I can paint you or whatever, right? And I started getting commissions, right? The commissions were not the same as the $20, $50, $100 little painting that they could get. The commissions now were more substantial. Were $200, $300, even $500, for the larger pieces. I started getting commissions. This was a game changer for me now that I started adding, right? Would you like fries with that meal? Sort of like sort of like McDonald's or one of those fast food restaurants. Would you like fries with that? This is the commission. Another thing that I learned is, later on, I started learning, would you like a frame with that, right? Would you like a frame with that? I would go and talk to local framers and be like, "Hey, what if I bring you business? What do you do? Can we work something out?" And then people would be like, "Yeah." I had a couple of framers that would be like, "Yeah, let's work something out." Cool, right? Because I didn't have income yet. I didn't have sufficient income to go and buy big boxes of frames or spend something substantial, but I would work with other people. Just giving you guys ideas of how I got started, okay? By the end of the day, I managed to make $125 the first time I did it. And then I just rinse and repeat. I just wanted to show you guys that it's possible. You don't have to do Craigslist. You can do something else. You can do an art fair show or whatever. But if you use these principles, first of all, why? Find where there is people. Find where there's a crowd. There's an audience. Number one. Number two, be relentless. Be relentless at contacting that audience. Create a call to action. Let people know that you're going to do something. You're going to give them something, a free print. Get them to come to you, right? And do it many times. For example, when I did the Craigslist ad, I did a Craigslist art like every 3 days or every 3 or 4 days. I was throwing one 2 weeks before the art sale. So this ensured, right, to that I was going to be seen. I don't know what the things are for Craigslist, how often you can put a post, but that's what I did. I think I did it like every other day. I was doing that, and it was different, right? Because they used to ghost you. I don't know if they still do that, but they used to pull your ad down if it was identical. So I would change it up, and not just because of that, but also it's important to pitch in a different way, slightly different way. Just change up the words a little bit. Instead of huge art sale, big art sale. Artist is letting everything go or something. Just change it up and let people know that you are willing to negotiate with them. This is a great way to get started. Here's what I want you guys to take away from this. Find an audience, guys. If you're an artist, a painter like myself, or whatever you do, sculptor, sculpting, photography, audience is what matters. Okay, find an audience and show them, at least show them what you got. It doesn't even have to be like, oh man, they didn't buy anything from me. Cool, it's fine, but at least you're getting that ball rolling. You're finding an audience. You're talking to people. The reason why most artists don't sell, it's not because galleries are so difficult to get in or this or that. No, it's because there's not enough traction, like I said in the beginning. Look, when I used to sell a painting in a gallery for like, let's say, I don't know, $1,500, right? I ended up with like $750 because the gallery takes half, right? I would end up with $750. But I wouldn't see this. I'm talking about when I got started. I wouldn't see these like every 3 months, right? When I started doing Craigslist, I was seeing this at least every 2 weeks. Now, it took more work, right? Because this was only one painting. This was a handful of paintings on Craigslist, right? It took more work, but it didn't matter that it took more work. I didn't care. What mattered was that it was working, And as time went by, it started trending up. Why? Because now more people know me. Now I have a bigger audience. Now I have a higher, a little higher self-esteem. Now I'm putting some of those $2,000 paintings. I'm showing those. I'm showing. My commissions aren't $300 anymore. Now my commissions are $1,500 or $500 or whatever. It starts trending up. While I still do things in order to capture audiences, when I sell artwork, I still put these things in place, the higher price points in place. And I know I'm giving you a little bit more here, but right? But if you just get something from here, guys, just go to an audience. This is the most important thing. Just go to an audience and start sharing your artwork and create a little call to action. Start getting something. This is how I got started, and it really just changed my life. Today, I have an art studio, over 3,000 square feet big, and I sell my artwork on various platforms, interior designers, art dealers, and I'm not a big artist, but I make a full-time living from it, and I support my family through this, and it was a life changer. The one thing that changed my life was starting on Craigslist, and it changed the direction because I was able to feel like I could do it. And that was, I couldn't put a price on that. So I'll leave you guys with that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist, and I hope you enjoy this. And I'll talk to you soon. All right? Take care.